Welcome, Biddy fam, to the No One Daily Bitcoin Pod, and happy Sat Stack and Saturday back-to-back pump days. Bitcoin at the cusp of 85,000, up another 1,100 on the day. At the time of the live stream, we'll be discussing the latest technical analysis, including Bitcoin about to enter up-only mode, according to the BitMEX founder Arthur Hayes just blazed. We'll also be discussing Billionaires pour $96 million into several stocks and high-stakes bets on themselves. I'll be breaking down this latest report, as well as Bitcoin will definitely hit $1 million per coin, according to Binance's CZ. Let's go. Also, the global tariff war sparks currency crisis, the perfect conditions for Bitcoin to reach 2.2 million per coin, according to the high priest of Bitcoin, Max Kaiser. We'll also be discussing Bitcoin still on track for 1.8 million by this particular date. I'll be sharing this timeline from this analyst. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this plus so much more today, Sat Stack and Saturday. But anyways, if you're new to the channel, important to smash the likes, go ahead, subscribe, then ring the bell to turn on notifications to receive daily premium crypto newsletters every single day, 7 days a week, including Sat Stack and Saturdays, just like this. Today is pod episode 1961. I'm your host, JV. It's April 12th, 2025. Preload Biddy, ripping like a new Scottie Pippen. Looking to reclaim 90,000. That's not too shabby, considering a few days back we hit a bottom of 74.5. We're already a God candle accelerated from that bottom, which is a good sign as we continue to pumpage over the weekend. But anyways, fam, without further ado, let's go ahead and pull up Coin 360 and do our market watch for the broskies, of course. As you can see on your screen, Bitcoin above 85.2 at the time of the live. Even Ether got a warm piece of the sidewalk today, up 5%, trading back above $1,650. It was in the 1,400 range a couple of days ago. XRP up 5%, Solana in the green, AVAX and SUI all in the green. And checking out coinmarketcap.com. The current crypto market cap currently sits at 2.7 trillion, which is a good sign because we're back on the rise. The Bitcoin market cap, it looks like today, where are we at? $1.687 trillion. Oh, they updated the site again. They made it old school where we don't have to wait for the data. I prefer it this way. We have 72 billion worth of volume for the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance, 62.4% with the Ether dominance all the way down to 7.3%. Checking out top 100 crypto gainers past 24 hours. We got Jasmy leading the pack, followed by Pi, followed by Radium. Which alt, if any, are you bullish on for the bull? Holla at your boy. And checking out the crypto bubbles, I like to use this just to get a visual perspective. We'll start on our day and work our way back. The daily, everything pumping minus XCN. Zooming out on the weekly, I'd say 80-20 green over red. And for the month, I mean, about time. The majority of the market's in the green, so we can't complain. And obviously, Fartcoin's leading the pack, up almost 300% on the month. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index. We're currently at 43 fear. That's crazy, considering yesterday we were at 25 extreme fear, last week at 30, and last month at 45 in fear. And checking out the infamous time chain calendar. We're on block height 892,095. We have 157,905 blocks until the next halving of 2028. And you can currently exchange one fiat monopoly dollar for 1,176 sats. So pick up them sats, put down those gats, and pick up some Bitcoin caps from my man Sergio over at bitcoincaps.net. Do a little TA, aka astrology for the broskies, and pull up some of the live charts, fam. And again, welcome everyone. A beautiful Sat Stack and Saturday to stack them sats. We got 600 people on the live stream. Here's a little TA for today. We're just going to look at the charts. The theme today is very bullish price predictions because we haven't done it like this in a while because it's been so bearish. So I'm going to be sharing with you a 2.2 million prediction in a little bit from Kaiser, a 1.8 million prediction according to an analyst, which will be our feature story. And then I have some other very advantageous price predictions, of course. But here, let's start with the 10-minute chart and work our way backwards here. As you can see on your screen, we do have a couple of targets in play. We do have an ascension on your screen. You know what I mean? I don't know why. Sometimes it'll say like rising wedgie, but today we'll just call it the ascension. It's up 87,003. The bull scenario, a couple of thousand higher than where we're at. The bear scenario, we have sitting at roughly 82.7, and then a super bear sitting at Peter Schiff's garage at 75,000, or in his basement, if there were basements here in Puerto Rico. I know he lives out here, but anyways, I digress. Here, looking at the 1 hour chart, you can see also some bullish momentum here. Green target on the screen, sitting at 88 Gs. That's a divine omen. 3,000 price action increase from here. Bear scenario, 73,550. And zooming out for the hourly, we look at a 4 hour. And a 4 hour says, we're going up forever, JV. Rising wedgie, there we go. Unfortunately, we got some bear scenario targets here. One at 74.9, and then a couple at around the 73 range. Zooming out from the 4 hour. Let's check out the daily. We've had quite a few bullish daily closes this week, which is dope. You can see the big green candles. It started a few days back, followed by a red candle correction, and then the other day was another green candle yesterday, and today we're forming another green. It's a good sign of the bullish momentum. We do have a rising wedge on the daily, followed by a falling wedge, so maybe we'll continue to rise from here. We do have a bull scenario of 111,782, which will take us back to price discovery, which is currently 109.3, achieved inauguration day in January. We're long overdue to reclaim this level. And also bear scenario, just shy of 69 Gs, the previous cycle all-time high achieved back in November of 2021. And then the super bear scenario, sitting at 49,000. And zooming out from the daily, we always take a look at a weekly and get a broader perspective. Tomorrow we'll get the weekly close. Finally, a week close in the green, unless it just starts tanking from here, but things are looking on the up and up. We do have a sexy cup and handle target still on the screen, sitting at 124. It's been in play for several months. And now that we're in the second quarter of 2025 and it's the year preceding the halving, when do you likely feel this beautiful price action will come into fruition? Please do let me know, and I'll read your comments out loud here in a bit. And zooming out from the weekly, we'll take a look at a monthly. And obviously, we're not even halfway through the month yet, but we are forming a green candle, which is cool. Past couple of months, candle closes have been red, so maybe we'll hit you with some bullish momentum to kick off this new quarter, or the new month of the year. Arthur Hayes just blazed says we're in up only mode. It's going up forever, Laura. According to the headline here, Bitcoin about to enter the up only mode. According to the BitMEX founder, Arthur Hayes just blazed. That's right, Arthur Hayes just blazed. Believes one catalyst could suddenly send the pre-little bitty to a new all-time high amid President Trump's tariff policies. He shared on X that the sudden selling off of the treasuries and rising 10-year bond yields is likely to result in the printing of more money, which has ignited massive Bitcoin rallies of the past. Quoting him here, "It's on like Donkey Kong. Yahtzee, mofos. We will be getting more policy responses this weekend if this keeps up. We're about to enter up-only mode for the BTC. Up only, baby. Send it." Hayes also believes that the weakening of China's yuan due to the central bank money printing may cause investors to move their wealth into Bitcoin as a hedge. Quoting him here, "No deal. People's Bank of China continues a very gradually yuan weakening. Shit's about to get spicy. Luckily, Bitcoin loves the money printing and associated the Chinese yuan weakness." Lastly, Hayes says that the banks will likely be granted supplementary leverage ratio exemption being advocated for the JP Morgan Chase CEO, Jamie Dimon. The exemption would allow the banks to hold more treasuries without increasing required capital reserves, giving the banks more liquidity to lend. Quoting him here, "What Jamie Dimon wants, Jamie the Demon gets. SLR exemption is what we need to send Bitcoin orbital, where no man has gone before, escaping the firmament." But if you don't know now, you know. And let me know if you agree, disagree with Arthur Hayes as we continue to just blaze. For the Biddy Broskies, of course. Happy 420. Let's discuss, this is an interesting headline. Billionaires pour $96 million into several stocks in high stakes bet on themselves. According to the report, that's right. The billionaires are brushing past market fears and investing heavily in their companies in an attempt to leverage the volatility. The Person and London families, let me know if you ever heard of them, along with Carlos Slim, it sounds like a rapper, just collectively invested $96 million in their respective companies, according to Bloomberg. The Person family invested approximately $78 million to boost their stake in H&M, where their firm is a major stakeholder or shareholder. The London dynasty spent about $16 million on April 3rd to increase their stake in London mining. I just want to point out, if your family is referred to as a dynasty, then 16 million is like JV spending 16 pennies. I just wanted to throw that out there. Meanwhile, Slim purchased 2.3 million in PBF Energy shares on the same day as the energy prices slump. So what do they know that the rest of us don't know? The buying spree followed a market tumble triggered by Trump's April 2nd tariff announcements, with PBF Energy dropping over 26% by April 8th. The crash reportedly hit the billionaires with a historic $536 billion loss of wealth in the 2 days following the tariff announcements. That's a half a trillion. The largest two-day decline recorded by the Bloomberg Billionaires Index. And if you don't know, now you know. Next story, broskies. We discussed the latest with the billionaires. Now let's discuss the bull scenarios, broskies. Bitcoin will definitely, I repeat, definitely hit $1 million per biddy. This is according to CZ, the former CEO of Binance, as Janet Yellen loves to say. That's right. Changpeng Zhao, co-founder of the world's largest crypto exchange, Binance, and its former chief executive officer, dropped the 1 milli biddy price prediction, joining a cohort of the other crypto influencers who believe that the pretty little biddy is going up forever. Laura, able to skyrocket to the 7-figure milestone. Let me know if you agree or disagree with CZ. And he stated that during the freshly published interview in Pakistan, where CZ was recently appointed as the strategic crypto czar for the Pakistan Crypto Council. Can't make this ish up. That's right, man. Shout out CZ. Bitcoin will hit $1 million, CZ believes. Talking to Bilal bin Saquiq, the CEO of the Pakistan Crypto Council, CZ touched on many important subjects. But he didn't touch any miners, which is a good thing. The cryptocurrency regulation, what influence crypto has on the young generation, and onto the future of crypto in Pakistan overall. One of the questions asked by the interviewer was, if CZ is a believer that the world's leading crypto, the Biddy, will reach $1 million, and Changpeng Zhao said that he believes it'll happen. However, he is more likely to have a long-term view on this. Therefore, he is not sure if it is going to happen this year in 2025, but rather he expects a pretty little Biddy to cost that much over time. Thanks, Captain Obvious. He pointed out that the crypto industry is still at the very beginning, but many people still prefer that good things happen instantaneously. Countries will race to buy Bitcoin, the global hash war. Another important point made by CZ is that the governments around the world are going to start buying the pretty little bitty at some point, since the world's largest economy, the United States of America, has already acknowledged the pretty little bitty as a reserve asset and is building not only the Bitcoin for the strategic Bitcoin reserve, but also for the other cryptos for the crypto stockpile in which nobody really cares about. Now, those countries that will begin buying Bitcoin later, CZ stated, will be at a significant distance from those that start buying now. First movers advantage is already given to El Salvador, who will become the first superpower of the world to become the biggest Bitcoin holders. The question, will it be China? Will it be the United States? Will it be Russia? You guys let me know. Quoting him here. The richest countries are going to buy the Bitty first. They're going to buy a whole lot of it, he specified. Then the Bitcoin price will surge, like the crypto surge. And other countries will have to accumulate digital gold at a much higher price. You get it at the price you deserve. Therefore, they'll be able to buy less than those who stepped in earlier than they did. Quoting him again, I think we're going to see a race towards countries adopting the pretty little bitty and major cryptos, according to CZ. This is good for the crypto industry as a whole, adding that the smaller players will still be left behind, and nobody wants to get left behind. It's not a good look. So stack the bitty accordingly, Trump, or the United States of America and the forces of evil that control this empire will get left behind. You know, quoting Max, money existed before the state. Did you know that Bitcoin separates money from state? And did you know Bitcoin kills the state? Ultimately meaning Bitcoin is the Achilles heels of the central banking cartels. It's their worst enemy, their worst nightmare. They can't sleep knowing we're coming for their monopoly with independence, with individual sovereignty, with perfect money, with pristine collateral, with something that which cannot be confiscated by the lizard folk, which makes Bitcoin priceless. Hence, it's going up forever, Laura. Mic drop, please. It's impregnable. It's un-F-wittable. You know what I mean? No one can steal it. For the first time in human history, we have a form of wealth which cannot be confiscated by the forces of evil and we're only trading at 85,000 per coin? In my opinion, we're so undervalued, it's not even funny. We should be like 8 million per coin just based on the fact it's unconfiscatable and that people can't trust the forces of evil for confiscating wealth. You have to sell your soul like Elon and actually fulfill the agendas of the lizard folk, or they would just steal your wealth and imprison you, unless you have Bitcoin, right? So what I'm trying to say is Max Kaiser is a much wealthier man than Elon because no one controls Max Kaiser's wealth because his wealth is in Bitcoin. It's unconfiscatable. It's incorruptible. It's impregnable. Elon, fraud, sorry, corrupted. As he doesn't follow the lizard folks' agenda and pretend there's a fake space program and that we're sending rockets and astronauts to the moon, they'll take all his wealth away because his riches are from government subsidies. And he's an actor. They want you to believe he's the smartest man in the world. But he's just a front man, a spokesperson. I may offend you, but is what it is, broskies. Deal with it. Where we leave off, bullishness. We're going to discuss Max Kaiser's 2.2 million target, and then our bull scenario, we have a $1.8 million target as our lead story. But first, next story of the day here. Headline reads, global tariff war sparks currency crisis. Perfect conditions for Bitcoin to reach 2.2 million. According to the high priest himself, the one and only Max Kaiser. Another headline, perfect conditions for Bitcoin here now. So I'll give you some of the highlights here from his thoughts. Max Kaiser, prominent financial journalist, the best to ever do it in the past, and the Bitcoin advisor to the one and only President Nayib Bukele, believes that the current economic turmoil is creating the perfect conditions for the world's pretty little bitty going up forever, Laura. Liquidity crisis looms. Kaiser commented on a chart showing a massive plunge of secured overnight financing rate, SOFR, which serves as a measure for the cost of the borrow the cash overnight with the treasury securities used as collateral. Now, a user whose tweet Kaiser commented on pointed out that the 3-year SOFR swap spread is plummeting to the all-time low, meaning that a liquidity crisis could be on the horizon. Banks are having to deal with a bigger funding cost in comparison with the treasury yields, which indicates distrust and rising counterparty risks in interbank lending. Sitebringer calls the chart shared by Zero Hedge code red. I repeat, code red for the monetary plumbing. That's an interesting term, monetary plumbing. The money printer go brr, Laura. His post highlights his chance of the rate cuts, even in the repo injections, and talks about the possibility of executing quantitative easing. This is exactly what happens before the forced liquidity actions, such as the rate cuts, standing repo, and quantitative easing whispers. That's right. This post also suggests that the pretty-low biddy could benefit from the current market condition, calling it reflective fuel. If the Federal Reserve intervenes to save the situation, even quietly, when Bitcoin will front run it, Sitebringer says is exactly the kind of monetary fracture moment that Bitcoin was designed to thrive in. Hence, perfect conditions for Bitcoin, says Max Kaiser. And he also quoted the tweet calling all for the aforementioned items perfect conditions for pretty low biddy. He said that it is useless to try to fix the fundamental problems with the monetary and banking system since it is far too gone, meaning there's no saving it. Never coming back, he says. He believes it would be wise to use this crisis to adopt a Bitcoin standard. Kaiser is known, as you know, being a Bitcoin maxi, early adopter, preaching about the holy gospel of Satoshi back when Bitcoin was sub $1 and you can buy 4 for $1. You know what I mean? That's how far he goes back. He also says that altcoins are centralized garbage, and Max also believes that within the next few years, Bitcoin will likely reach 220,000. In fact, he says that will happen this year, and he says we can even hit a high now of 2.2 million. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the high priest. All right, fam, now for our feature story of the day. Bitcoin Analyst says the pretty little bitty still on track for 1.8 million per coin. And I'll be sharing his timeline, so let's break this baby down. Welcome, everyone, just joining the live stream. What I do? So, yeah. Let's break this baby down here. Here we go. Bitcoin remains on track to surpass 1.8 million by 2035, which means within the next decade. Obviously, it's 2025 right now. Let me know if you think that will likely occur. You know, Kathy Wood a long time ago, years ago, was projecting Bitcoin will be 1 million by 2030, and now it's like up to like, I think 2.8 million per coin by 2030. So this would be a bearish scenario in comparison to Kathy Wood's projection, but I want to know your thoughts, so let me know. So yeah, this correction, waning investor appetite caused by the ongoing global trade ascension, according to Joe Burnett, director of market research over at Unchained. Speaking at the Chain Reaction live show, Burnett said that the pretty little bitty is still in the long-term bullish cycle and could potentially rival or surpass gold's 21 trillion market cap within the next decade. I think that's a very good goal, and I think that is very realistic as well. And I think it could happen even sooner if the United States starts trading their fool's gold, which is gold, the poor man's Bitcoin, for the real thing. Because there's nothing like the real thing, baby. There's only one apex predator. You know what I mean? There's no competitor. Despite the tariff uncertainty limiting risk appetites amongst the investors, research analysts remain optimistic about the pretty low bitty long-term prospects for the next decade. Quoting them here, when I think about where will the Bitcoin be in 10 years, there are two models I admire. One is the parallel model, which suggests that Bitcoin will be about 1.8 million in 2035. The other is the Michael Saylor Bitcoin 24 model, which suggests the pretty low bitty will be 2.1 million by 2035. Burnett emphasized that both are good base cases, adding the Bitcoin trajectory could exceed these predictions depending upon the broader macroeconomic factors. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Can we really hit, 1.8 million or even 10 million by the first quarter of 2035? According to Cointelegraph, they said perhaps, but first we need to unravel the tangled web of the markets. Well, let's unravel this mofo, shall we? The automobile industry is significantly more valuable than the horse and buggy industry, Burnett said, adding that the Bitcoin has more advanced technological properties, which make it surpass the 21 trillion market cap of gold. He added the following. The gold market is an estimated 21 trillion market. If Bitcoin just hit 21 trillion and had a Bitcoin gold parity, Bitcoin would be 1 million per coin today. And sounds good to me. Since U.S. President Trumpster our POTUS on inauguration, when we hit the all-time high, Jan 20th, global markets have been under pressure due to the heightened trade war fears. Hours after taking office, Trump threatened to impose sweeping import tariffs aimed at reducing the country's trade deficit, weighing on risk sentiment across both equities and crypto. And guess what? The one thing you can't tariff? Bitcoin. In fact, Shandy just dropped a brand new song called You Can't Put the Tariffs on the Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Make sure you guys are subscribed to Shandy 10, number one Bitcoin music, hands down. And while Bitcoin's role as a safe haven asset may reemerge amid the ongoing trade war concerns, physical gold and tokenized gold remain the current winners, soon to be losers if we compare it against pretty low bitty, because pretty low bitty is going up forever lower. We're only up like 170 million percent in the past 16 years. How much percent is gold up in the past 100,000 years? I'm scratching my head. I know we recently just hit a 32 something all-time high. Peter Schiff doing backflips here in Dorado, Puerto Rico with the broskies. But I digress. You guys let me know your thoughts. And now there's a lot of talk about gold-backed stablecoins and the de-dollarization, which will only send the pretty low bitty astronomical where no man has gone before, escaping the firmament. Anyways, tariff fears led tokenized gold trading volume to surge to 2-year highs this week, topping 1 billion for the first time since the U.S. banking crisis of 2023. Remember that? The local banks were all, going under one after the other. The regional banking crisis, I think that's what it was coined. Bitcoin. Bitcoin volatility has fallen during both the bear and the bull market, signaling growth maturity as an asset class. Bitcoin's reaching adolescence. It's hitting puberty, and this is where we should be right now. While another 80% drawdown during the future bear markets is still possible, it will act as a robust acquisition period for the strongest of the hodlers, flexing on them. That's right. The highs bring the bitty attention, and the deep, dark bear markets move the coins into the hands of the strongest, most convicted hodlers as fast as possible. Diamond hands and laser eyes. Arthur Hayes, just blaze, co-founder of BitMEX, chief investment officer of the Maelstrom, predicted pretty low bitty climbing to 250 before the end of this year. If the U.S. Fed formally enters a quantitative easing cycle, which most likely they will, Nippinator's having a dream. You can hear him. Despite the optimistic predictions, investors remain cautious and continue rebalancing their portfolios. Unless you're all in on Bitcoin, you ain't rebalancing shit. HODL be thy name, and you've probably been all in for years, like yours truly. But I digress. Take a significant position in the next 90 days where the markets gain more clarity of the global tariff negotiations. Emmanuel Cardozo. Sounds like Bozo. Market analyst of the real world asset tokenization platform Bricken. Quoting him here. With money flowing out of the Bitcoin ETFs, investors are looking for safer spots to hold their cash right now. We can't hold it under the mattress any longer. And if we put it in the bank, well, what do we call them, folks who hoard the fiat currency at the bank? I don't want to be called poor. Including strong currencies, gold's a traditional vehicle in these cases and go to where the markets are uncertain. You can't have so much uncertainty. But life is uncertain, isn't it? Since the beginning of 2025, the price of the gold has risen over 23%, Peter Schiffmeister, outperforming the biddy, which has fallen, oh no, by more than 10% after rising 170 million%. We're down 10% on the year. And Peter Schiff has the balls to flex about his gold. It's hilarious. But anyways, fam, there you have it. There's the latest and greatest. Let me know your thoughts. 1.8 million per coin. Holla. And welcome to the Q&A segment of the live stream. There is a Bitcoin Gold? Yeah, there is actually an altcoin called Bitcoin Gold, which was a fork, which I recall back in 2017. It was like supposed to be like decentralized mining, but it did not fare so well. But there is actually a coin called Bitcoin Gold, believe it or not. Just Google what is the market cap of Bitcoin. People is calling it Bitcoin Gold. Hey, look at YouTube. Must have stopped shadow banning you. For me, I used to have to always search for your channel. Hallelujah. Thank you, YouTube. Now let's continue to unshadow ban me because my understanding is we're still shadow banned. And I'll tell you why I believe that. Right now on YouTube, though I have, 70,000+ subscribers and we've been stuck at 70,000 range for years, there's 157 of you. And I have 70,000 subscribers. I guarantee you at least 10,000 of you got notifications turned on. We're definitely still shadow banned. It just doesn't add up. Meanwhile, on X, completely different story, broskies. Check this out. On X, there's over 1,400 people watching, and I only have 39,000 followers. So why on the platform where only 39,000 people follow me, over 1,400 people are watching me live? And on the platform where I supposed to have 77,000 followers, it's a struggle to get 200 people on a live stream. Makes no sense. Hence, the lizard folk are running the world. No other way to put it is what it is. But that's why we're on X, Rumble, and YouTube. Nick Zabo had a bit gold. Girls never spray Coco Chanel perfume. I need to take a shower. It smells so strong and I feel like a grandma. Is that the go-to? The Coco Chanel, eh? Played with a snake earlier. Oh, no. Hey, look, YouTube must have stopped. I don't know. I'm still sus. Petrodollar JV's video is actually at the top of my YouTube today. I've been getting notifications. Well, that's good. Figured out I went the wrong route. Got with JV in the bitty fam. Went all